YBC Dew's shocking death sent ripples through the Philly drill scene, but the real story behind it is even wilder than anyone imagined. His killing was actually the final act in a violent shooting spree that led to a teenager and his mother both facing murder charges. On August 23, 2024, YBC Dew was gunned down when shooters caught him in traffic with his crew and opened fire. The attack happened in broad daylight, right in front of security cameras, making it easy for authorities to start piecing the case together. Just 2 weeks later, police arrested a 16-year-old named Aiden Waters for Dew's murder. However, investigators believe Dew wasn't his only victim. Authorities claim Waters was linked to 3 separate shootings over just 5 days, and the evidence against him could put him behind bars for life. Waters was allegedly part of a crew called Fast Break, which law enforcement says was causing chaos in Philly throughout 2024. The violence that ultimately led to Dew's death started with a car theft on August 14th. According to court documents, an anonymous witness identified as witness number 2 told police that a man named Julius stole a 2018 Kia Sportage from an apartment complex, intending to sell it to someone named Oy. 3 days later, 2 men used the stolen Kia to rob 2 people at gunpoint outside the Live Casino in South Philly. They made off with a Rolex, a designer bag, and cash, but fortunately, no one was injured. The next day, the violence escalated. Gunmen riding in another stolen car rolled up on 500 Sur Street and started shooting, hitting a 14-year-old in the leg and a 43-year-old man in the stomach. A few hours later, the same shooters allegedly targeted a teenager named Maris Saunders, who was sitting in his car with friends on the 200 block of East Duncannon Street. The attackers opened fire, striking Saunders in the head. Tragically, he passed away that night. After the shooting, the killers torched the getaway car to destroy evidence, but police found the burned-out vehicle just hours later, quickly realizing they were dealing with a series of connected crimes. The shooters had no idea how to cover their tracks. One of them had connected their phone to the car's system, which allowed police to retrieve their information and uncover incriminating jail calls. Authorities had already been investigating Fast Break for years. The crew had been active since 2022, originally operating under the name Headshot Gang. Even before police cracked the case on YBC Dew's murder, they had already arrested several Fast Break members for other homicides. Ryan Purcell was allegedly responsible for the February 2024 killing of Christopher Dowling. Just a month later, another Fast Break affiliate, Anal Bugs, reportedly opened fire outside a high school, injuring 8 teenagers. When police recovered the burned getaway vehicle and traced phone records, they discovered a jail call in which a Fast Break member told Ryan Purcell that he was smoking Marmar, a reference to Maris Saunders. In another call, Aiden Waters told Purcell that there had been 2 different scrimmages in one day. According to law enforcement, scrimmages referred to shootings, while a slam dunk meant a confirmed kill. Waters allegedly self-snitched about the shootings that occurred that day, telling Purcell they had 1 slam dunk and 1 went in and out. At the time, no one had realized that the stolen cars, the casino robbery, and the shootings were all connected. But Fast Break was spiraling out of control, and their violent streak wasn't over yet. On August 23rd, YBC Dew and his associate Baby 30 Fish Street were driving when a stolen Kia Sportage pulled up beside them. They were trapped in traffic with no way to escape when the shooters opened fire. Dew was hit at least 3 times, and by the time he arrived at the hospital, it was already too late. The shooters fled the scene and later burned the vehicle to destroy evidence. However, police recovered the car and managed to lift fingerprints from it. Inside, they also found shell casings that linked back to the crime. By this point, investigators had gathered substantial evidence, but they were still piecing together how everything. At first, the police didn't even know exactly where YBC Dew had been killed. But once a video of the shooting surfaced, they were able to locate the crime scene and recover additional shell casings. The biggest break in the case came from the jail calls, where Fast Break affiliates openly discussed the shootings. Investigators then dusted the stolen Kia Sportage for fingerprints and found 3 different sets inside the vehicle. One of the prints belonged to witness number 2. the same person who had originally told police that Julia stole the car and sold it to Aoi. It was later revealed that Aoi's real name was Aiden Waters. Initially, witness number 2 had lied to police, claiming he had no involvement in the car theft and had never even been inside the vehicle. However, after getting arrested on a gun charge just one day before YBC Du was killed, he changed his story and provided authorities with key details about Fast Break. Witness number 2 admitted that he had hung out with Aoi multiple times, but didn't know his real name. However, he gave investigators Aoi's Instagram handle, which they quickly traced back to Aiden Waters. On August 31st, police executed a search warrant at Waters' home, which ultimately blew the case wide open. Inside his bedroom, they discovered a loaded 10mm Glock with a switch, an extended magazine, and an empty 9mm gun box. They also found a Rolex, allegedly stolen during the casino robbery that took place before the shooting spree. In the basement, officers recovered 8 cell phones and a stolen 9mm Glock. When questioned, Waters claimed he had found the 10mm Glock at Fisher Park just a few days earlier. However, the 9mm Glock in the basement was the biggest piece of evidence in the case was the ballistic match between the recovered 9mm Glock and all 3 shootings. With a mountain of forensic proof, police charged Aiden Waters with 2 counts of murder, 6 counts of attempted murder, and several other offenses. But their investigation didn't stop there. Next, they arrested an alleged Fast Break affiliate named Ran Williams after his fingerprints were found inside the stolen Kia Sportage used in the YBC Du hit. Shortly after, police booked a third suspect, Nair Briscoe. According to investigators, Waters, Williams, and Briscoe were all celebrating YBC Du's death. Briscoe even bragged about the murder, allegedly telling someone on Instagram, "You're talking to one of the killers right now." But the case took an even wilder turn when Aiden Waters' mother, LaToya Donaldson, got caught up in the investigation. Police obtained footage from her Ring security camera, which allegedly showed her handing a rifle to Ran Williams just before the YBC Du shooting. As a result, she is now facing a murder charge as well. Helping your son and his crew kill their enemies is shocking, but this isn't LaToya's first run-in with the law. Back in October, she was arrested for drug possession, receiving stolen property, and possession of an instrument of crime, charges that are still pending. Between 2009 and 2018, she was also arrested multiple times for theft and even spent several months in jail. With such a long rap sheet, many believe she might turn on her son and his associates to save herself. Aiden Waters, on the other hand, had no prior criminal record. As a child, he was a talented track star. In 2017, at just 7 years old, he even appeared on the cover of ESPN magazine as a national champion in the 1500-meter race. But despite his promising start, his environment led him down a different path, one that now has him facing serious charges, including murder, arson, conspiracy, and multiple gun offenses. Aiden Waters was the first suspect booked for YBC Du's murder, but now police believe he wasn't actually present when the hit went down. Investigators claim that Nair Briscoe and Ran Williams were the ones who pulled the trigger, while Waters is still facing trial for allegedly orchestrating the attack. According to police, he helped plan the hit, provided the stolen vehicles, and supplied the guns. While authorities no longer believe Waters was involved in YBC Du's killing directly, they do allege that he and Nair Briscoe were responsible for the murder of Maris Saunders. Both were reportedly bragging about the shooting